What's up, card fighters? Ryan here from Vanguard Central. I'm bringing you guys another episode of Cardfighters Network. Today we're actually going to be talking about some overpriced cards for Gear Chronicle thanks to the latest support. Stay tuned.
Stand up, Vanguard!
So there's been a lot of stuff coming out for Gears with the latest Zodiac trial deck and also the near booster set coming out. And so even though that there's all these new cards coming out, there hasn't been a lot of good reprints for the set, especially for cards that are super expensive, especially the hype ones right now. For example, Steam Maiden Mellum. Mellum has been a double R since GBT05, and no one thought that it was a great card at first, and then all of a sudden with the new Time Leap shenanigans, you get this card is now we're looking at $35, and this is of course TCG player, which is not something that you should base it on, but even at a market price of $22 for this double R, that's pretty steep. I really believe that BUSHI needs to reprint this like it has to. Look at it, it's just saying like reprint me, please. Another card that's probably just as not exactly overhyped or expensive, but it's also Upstream Dragon. Upstream is something that is somewhat of a staple also in the timely variants, depending on what build you're going with. But for $15 for this card, rather than the usual 10, it's pretty expensive for a double R like this, which is sad because Gear Chronicle doesn't have a lot of support. It doesn't have a lot of support for other decks. It gets a lot of support for just mainly Chrono Jet or whatever. There's been some other Time Leap stuff, which is cool, but of course, why would play Time Leap when you can play Chrono Jet and win? So, but then there's also Chrono Fang. Chrono Fang seems like a great deck also. It's getting some pretty neat stuff. Also, jumping back to overpriced cards, we have History Maker Dragon on top of that. Why? The trial deck is what, $15 at your local card shop, and you get the History Maker for $20. This is Starvader Photon all over again, because when Chaos Breaker came out. Like, why? You get all the cards, why would you just get the single? Just get the trial deck, man. Or you get a reprint at least. Yeah, granted this is the triple R, but man, this is expensive. What's really funny about Gear Chronicle is that when Next Stage was super expensive, over like $100, everything else was kind of cheap. So it's like, okay, I can build the deck, but I just can't play Next Stage, so it's not that expensive. But then now it's like backwards. Next Stage is down to what, like $50, $60, which is still, granted, on a really expensive card. But now look at everything else. Look at Steam Maiden Arlem is actually a $25 perfect card. A perfect card that's over $20 is just, what? It's so expensive. Even Heart Thump Worker, the double R version, is going towards $14, $15. That's it makes it so hard to play the clan that people want to, because of all these prices, and it really sucks. I know that there's going to be like the SP pack, which is reprint kind of, but it's just a higher rarity that people are going to have hard trouble finding, so it's like it makes it harder for a lot of players to enjoy Gear Chronicle if BUSHI continues to make a lot of poop support and not too many reprints for it. I mean, it's not cool that like reprints devalue a lot of people's collections, which I understand. I wouldn't want that either. But I mean, if you put it towards like people just being able to play the game, then I think it's worth it. It's not fun if you're just playing by yourself, the only person. But anyways, guys, that was just like a quick little rant about the overpriced cards for Gear Chronicle. It's pretty ridiculous to see this. $35 for Steam Maiden Mellum. Yeah, imagine your goddess. I don't even. Yeah, thanks. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. That was a quick little episode of Cardfighters Network. So like I always say, like our videos, comment down below if you guys have any questions, and subscribe for more content. Vanguard Central, out.